So first thing, okay, we're in a situation, safe to grapple situation, right? So you're not going to just try to break the guard and get out of there. You actually want to subdue this person, and so you're going to stay here a little bit. We are already programmed to look for the weapons. That's primary. We're expecting the weapon to come out. So one of the first things to do here is to get that double inside bicep position, okay? Because when he goes to punch me, right, he might still make contact, right, but it's not going to be very hard. And he can't elbow me from right here, right, which is problematic for sure. So the first thing is a safe position. Now, watch this. If I'm going here, I have to be aware of where my arms are, because he might be able to raise, yeah, exactly, or he might start climbing for an arm bar or something if I'm out here, right? And then we have trouble. So we have to make sure we keep the biceps in, but my elbows are low. Hey, just for straight jiu-jitsu, very important. If you want to stop being armbarred and triangle from the guard, if you just remember to control his thighs with your elbows, triceps here. When he goes to do an armbar here, right, he can't get his legs up high enough to do it. He goes for a triangle, right? You push my hand in. See, as long as I keep that there, he can't go for the triangle. So really important. If I keep my hands forward, my forearms pointing forward, he can't omoplata either, right? Because it's just not going to be the position. So controlling here is going to really make a big difference on him being able to submit. So it works very well for our striking. So the first thing, we're going to do some punching, okay? So watch this. I'm just going to pop up, and instead of going like this and throwing a bunch of punches, because chances are he's going to block, I want you to hit him hard. Hit him hard. Again, this is extreme self-defense. This is where he is really trying to hurt you or loved ones, right? So you're not going to pity-pat. You're not going to try to make points like, oh yeah, I won that round. No, you're going to go here, and what you're going to do is, we rotate this way a little bit, I'm going to suddenly release, and sometimes you can grab the wrists also, but usually if I'm in the bicep, what we're going to do is suddenly I'm going to shift my body to the side and throw a big overhand here, okay? So you just go like this and you hit hard. It may sometimes you do this and it deflects off or it hits him and goes through, and then you come right back to your position. You just go one, boom, and come back. Okay. Now if he starts blocking that, then you start working to get the wrists controlled. Again, not here, but my elbows are down. And from right here, you're going to just drop that elbow. But again, instead of coming up toward him, I'm going to move the side so I get power. I want this to be a power shot. I'm going to go here. Sometimes you even let go here. You come up and you put your hand down and you drop that elbow right down and you come back. Okay, now the thing is, in the guard, he has control of you with his legs. So as you do it, he might move me around. If I go here, so I have to be ready to catch my base all the time. The guard killer, though, is the headbutt, right? Because if I punch, I have to let go, and he might block. When I elbow, I let go, and he can block. But if I have his wrist or the bicep as he's working, I can keep control as I do the headbutt. So notice, again, it's not that you're going to lift up, and you're going to drop really hard. You're trying to hit chin, nose, the orbital right in there. Just don't headbutt him in the forehead. Okay, this is not going to be a lot of good. You try to use this part where the head curves, that part of your skull. That's the strongest point. It's an arch, just like an arch in a doorway that can support a lot of weight architecturally. So from right here, we come up and you drop, boom, and come down. Okay, very, very powerful. And the reason I say it's a guard killer is because you can control both hands. Well, what's going to happen is you're doing this, he's probably going to get an arm out somehow, and he'll start defending against that. And then here comes the punch again. Then you come back in the elbow. Then comes your elbow right in here, right? And it's a mess. Right? You add that, instead of just punches and elbows like in MMA, you add the headbutt. It's a whole nother element in there. It's tough for them to deal with. All right, now he might try to hold me down, right in here, right? But now, so you're hitting with this hand, and then it comes out, and now you're back to the headbutt. So you just play with it and find it. Okay, the reason I'm going guard first is because it's the most difficult, because they have a lot of movement. All right, the other thing here, I'm just going to put right now, as we come up, if I get posture, I just have to be skilled. You know, talk about, a lot of times self-defense people, what do they say? Oh, just hit them in the groin, right? Well, you're not going to just posture up and hit somebody that has a little jiu-jitsu skill in the groin, because they're actively working to off-balance you and move you around, or to submit you, to sweep you. And so, you know, if somebody doesn't know what they're doing, then it's just like, oh, yeah, they're going to get tossed, right? So you have to do it with good skill. All of these, when we do eye strikes, groin strikes, you do it with good technique, with good jiu-jitsu technique, and you use it to employ good jiu-jitsu technique, okay? So for example, here, if I'm in this, I'm hitting right, and he's covering up, he's trying to grab my head maybe, and taking this off. This is another really important thing when you're striking from the guard. People grab your head like this, okay? Because they want to